How's it going, guys? Rob here from the Horror Night channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. Today is going to be another list video where I take 10 movies per year, like I did the last one, where I did 10 movies a year from the 2000s. Now I'm going to be tackling the 90s. I'm going to start with 1990 and work my way up to 1999. Now this idea came from Jay Super Awesome. I'll put his link in the description. Definitely go check him out and subscribe. Really cool guy. So yeah, we're going to start with 1990 and then do 91, 92. I'm going to pick one movie and also an honorable mention. So let's get started. So just my opinions. Starting with the year 1990, we have Night of the Living Dead, the Tom Savini remake. This is a damn good film, let me tell you guys. Really underrated. It's got some nods and similarities to the original Romero version, but there are minor differences, like Barbara, for instance, in this movie is very strong-willed. At first she's like running scared, but then, you know, she picks up a gun and she can hold her own. You got Tony Todd in there. I like the way the zombies look. It's got that Night of the Living Dead feel, but Tom Savini, the master of makeup effects, did this movie. My hat goes off to him. Excellent. So that's my pick for 1990. Here is an honorable mention. Misery. Kathy Bates, James Caan. Fantastic. It's directed by Rob Reiner. Definitely one of my favorite Rob Reiner films. But when I think of Kathy Bates as an actress, I think of this movie automatically. Great film. I'm your #1 fan. And there she is with the sledgehammer, and he's praying to God. Alright, moving on to 1991, we have The People Under the Stairs by Wes Craven. Now this is a very strange film. There are a lot of strange things that happen. You got these weird people in the house. You got people living in the basement of the house. You got a guy going through the walls of the house. It's got the kid, I don't remember his name, from The Sandlot. Ving Rhames is in this. But yeah, what I love about this movie is the characters. You really feel for the characters, and even the weird ones. But very cool film. I remember when I saw this, I was very young. But it's definitely one of my favorites. So, People Under the Stairs. Now, this honorable mention could be considered a thriller, but it does have horror elements in it. And it is Cape Fear with Robert De Niro, Jessica Lange, and Nick Nolte. Besides, like, you know, Taxi Driver and The Fan, this is definitely one of my favorite Robert De Niro films where he goes crazy. It's a Scorsese film. So you definitely know his kind of work. It's got that same kind of tone to it. But Robert De Niro, he made this movie. He was excellent in this film. You know, he rapes this girl, or he basically beats her up, and he bites her cheek and rips her whole cheek off. And he's like, "I got you now, bitch," and he starts beating the hell out of her. Yeah, he kills this guy with a piano wire, you know, around his neck, and he starts bleeding. It's crazy. This movie's crazy, but it's awesome. Okay, so moving on to 1992, we have Candyman. I've already talked about this film a lot. Virginia Madsen, Tony Todd, very creepy film. From the imagination of Clive Barker. What can I say that hasn't already been said about this movie? Great. Just don't say his name 5 times. Or otherwise you know what happens. An honorable mention, Bram Stoker's Dracula. You get a pretty good cast in this. You know, Anthony Hopkins, Keanu Reeves, Winona Ryder, Gary Oldman. I like this film a lot. I actually, not too long ago, got the, I think it's called like the Supreme Edition or something like that on Blu-ray of this movie. So, definitely up there with my favorite vampire film. 30 Days of Night is like definitely my favorite, but this is up there too. Moving on to 1993, we have Return of the Living Dead 3, criminally underrated. Okay, this is the Vestron video collection series version. I was really happy to see that they, you know, released this on Blu-ray and cleaned it up very, very nice. Sort of like a zombie love story, this is. You know, what's her name? Mindy Clark, I think that's her name. She, you know, her and her boyfriend they're on a bike, and they get in an accident, and she ends up dying. While he brings her to this factory where they're doing this trioxin, the stuff that makes you come back, and he brings her back, but she's different. She starts to crave brains, and as a side effect, she starts to go emo a little bit. She starts cutting herself and you know, penetrating herself with needles and things like that to relieve the pain of being dead. Really, really cool. Like, I really like the ending, and this is gory as hell. This is probably one of the, when it comes to the Return of the Living Dead series, I'd have to say this is the goriest out of all 5 movies. So, that is my pick for 1993. And then we have an honorable mention, Jason Goes to Hell, another gory film. There's 2 gory films that I picked. But a lot of people don't like this movie because Jason's hardly in it. But I admire the fact that they took a chance and they took a risk on this movie. I like this film. I will defend it. I think it's a great entry in the series. Kane Hodder came back to play Jason for what, you know, for what scenes he was in. But I don't know. I like the characters. I like the story. And of course the surprise ending that happens, you know, with Freddy's glove. And I saw this movie in the theater. And when that ending happened, I was like, oh my God, finally, we're going to have Freddy and Jason. But, yeah, this is a very different one coming off of Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, because this is where the Paramount stuff stops. Instead of, you know, not calling it the Friday the 13th movies anymore. Start calling it like Jason films, just like Chucky. Like, you know, Jason this, Jason that. All right, so moving on, 1994, we have In the Mouth of Madness. Sam Neill, of course, from Jurassic Park, John Carpenter film. I really don't need to talk about this film because, you know, if you haven't seen this one, where have you been? I know they have the Blu-ray Scream Factory edition. I still have to get my hands on that one. And hopefully it comes with a slipcover. But yeah, really, really good movie. That's my pick for 94. Here's an honorable mention for 94. Phantasm 3, Lord of the Dead. When it comes to the Phantasm movies, I like them all. Even Ravager. Ravager was okay. I didn't hate it, and I didn't dislike it. But, I'd have to say, like, my favorite's the first one, but I really love 2 and 3. But yeah, this is part 3. This is actually the unrated director's cut here on DVD. So, that is an honorable mention for the year 1994. Moving on, 1995, we have Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight. Now, this is a 2-pack that includes Bordello Blood. Of course, they do have these on Scream Factory release, which I still have to get as well. But Demon Knight is a gory movie. Billy Zane. I really, really enjoyed Demon Knight a lot. You know, this collector's trying to get a key from, I think, William Sadler, or what's his name? I think it's William Sadler. But he's like a bounty hunter, and he basically is after this key, and once he gets this relic, he can unleash his demons, and they get, you know, held up at this hotel and stuff. The effects are very, very good. They're very good. Bordello of Blood's good too, but my favorite's Demon Knight for sure. Okay, so that's my pick for 95. Here is an honorable mention, and it is Village of the Damned, another John Carpenter flick with Christopher Reeves. With these really, it's like a sci-fi film, but it's a tiny village where this thing mysteriously invades, and basically, you know, all these children they can like read minds and stuff, and it's really, really creepy. Like the children, just the way they act, really, really good. Kirstie Alley's also in this movie, but this is the Scream Factory Collector's Edition of Village of the Damned. So that's an honorable mention. Moving on, 1996, we have The Dentist. Now, this movie can be hard to watch because I hate going to the dentist, and the stuff he does to these people's mouth. I mean, starts pulling teeth and using the drill and stuff. It's messed up. Oh my God. I even like The Dentist too. But you know, Corbin Burson plays Alan Feinstein, the dentist, and you know, his wife ends up cheating on him, and he goes crazy at the office and starts killing people. Definitely one of my favorites. But yeah, The Dentist, that's my pick for 96. And of course I had to mention this because a lot of people would probably pick this as Scream. When I first saw this movie, I was very impressed. I liked the way they mock other horror films. And it's a guy running around in a regular Halloween costume. I really like that idea. Got some, you know, got a good cast here. That's where it all started, right there. First Scream. Okay, moving on. 1997, we have Event Horizon, which is my pick. Lawrence Fishburne, Sam Neill. You know, they basically they have this research team that goes to investigate a spacecraft that mysteriously vanished, and there's a signal from it, and they, you know, like I said, go to investigate. And they have, it's basically like a rescue mission. And there's some messed up stuff that happens. I mean, this is directed by Paul Anderson, and to be honest, this is probably my favorite film by him. But Event Horizon is my pick for 1997. And here is an honorable mention. Wishmaster, the very first one. This is the double pack, the Artisan DVD double feature with Wishmaster 2, which I like as well. You know, you have Djinn, who he can grant wishes, but he basically grants them the wish, but he turns it on them. You know, like this guy walks in the room, and he's like, I take it this is something you do not wish to see. And the guy's like, yeah. And he's like, very well. And he basically makes him blind. So it's like he takes the wishes and turns them around to something bad. I really like that. He's a cool character. Horror character. Be careful what you wish for. Okay, moving on to 1998. Now, when I first saw this movie, I was blown away. And, yeah. Halloween H2O. 20 years later. Fantastic movie. Laurie Strode returns 20 years after the very first movie. And like I gotta say, it had one of the most amazing endings, satisfying endings. People applauded. I love it. Some people say it reminds them of Scream. I don't think so. It still seems like a Halloween film, especially when you add the music and the characters. So, honorable mention for me is The Faculty, 1998. The thing is, it's a Robert Rodriguez film, but also another film with Josh Hartnett. It's weird. 2 films from that year. But The Faculty is kind of like a sci-fi horror film. Elijah Wood. Yeah, it's basically about an alien invasion that happens at this high school, and Robert Patrick is probably my favorite character from the movie. You know, the teachers, the faculty start to basically turn people, but with these there's like these little bitty insect-looking alien things that go inside of your body, and they basically take control of your mind and everything else. So pretty cool. It's like Invasion of the Pod People and Body Snatcher kind of thing. And last here, 1999, we have The Blair Witch Project, of course. This is definitely one of my favorite horror films of all time. Definitely one of my favorite found footage films. They did it right here. I thought this film was creepy. I still do. They didn't overdo it. I think the acting was great. You know, the noises, the effects, all that stuff. The fact that they didn't show the witch was excellent. I will defend this film. I think it's great. Still holds up, like I said. But yeah, I remember seeing this in theater, being creeped out, because at that time people were like, "Oh, it's real." And then when we found out it wasn't real, that didn't take away my love for the movie. I thought it was great. Even, I mean, so what? If it's not real, who cares? I was entertained. So, and here we have an honorable mention for 1999, and that is Stir of Echoes. I love this movie. Kevin Bacon. Very creepy film as well. Like, you know, Kevin Bacon's in his apartment, and he gets hypnotized by his sister-in-law. And when he gets hypnotized, all of a sudden it opens a doorway. Like, he starts to see things and hear things. And this ghost is trying to make contact with him in his apartment. And she keeps wanting him to, like, dig and, like, basically try to find her body, because she's, like, buried somewhere in the house. And his son is going through stuff too, like starting to, it almost reminds me of like Danny from you know, The Shining. Starts to talk to things and see things, and really, really good movie. This is one of my favorite Kevin Bacon films, other than like Tremors. Yeah, this is really, really good. So, alright guys, well, that is my 10 movies from the 1990s. Again, I will put Jay Super Awesome, his YouTube channel, in the description. It's because of him that I'm doing this video. Thank you very much. And, you know, look forward to more of these list videos. Subscribe if you have not. Give it a like if you liked the video, and leave a comment. I really do appreciate your support. You know, look forward to more movie reviews and more different Blu-ray updates and stuff like that. I actually got one coming up pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this video. This is Rob signing off, and I'll see you guys next time.